and the roots that bring us here today. Forever. We're about 60 to 70 Aprili Assenzas that are here today. So give it up for everyone. Everyone. And I thank you for doing that. I thank you for Celeste and Joe for hosting this reunion, which sometimes it takes a little bit, like we talked about, effort. Celeste and Joe gave their home to all of us. So please, round of applause. And Larry. And Lauren, next door. Yes. So we're here today, and we're going to have each of our family members introduce their families, which is only right, given the situation, to what we're all about. I could never do that, and I should not do that. But where Grandma and Grandpa Assenza started in Sicily in the late 1800s to make this family what we are today. So from there, if you think about the situation of their children, whether we start from Aunt Mary, the matriarch of our family, followed by Uncle John, followed by Aunt Rose, followed by Aunt Stella, followed by Aunt Vicky, followed by Uncle Sam, and followed by Aunt Gracie. We're all blessed to be here. And so I want to kick it off to introduce the first, besides Aunt Mary, because we love her, she made this happen. For a lot of different things. I'm sorry, getting emotional. Aunt Mary was here. She'd be making her suits. She'd be doing a lot of different things. Like
Johnny Roselli.
And Jimmy Roselli would be playing on the blue carpets of Seaview Avenue, Staten Island. That's right. That's right. Engelbert Humperdinck. Which
Keep filming from further back. I'll get out of the way.
Well, whatever it is, we're here. But it's so important that we're here. So what I first want to introduce, my phone is here. So we're going to go with Cousin Linda first, right? To introduce her family and John and Linda.
Okay. So.
John and Linda, come on, come up here.
What am I doing? What am I saying?
And Kristen. So, Linda, John, Kristen, Mark, come up here. Introduce your side of the family from Uncle John's side.
So,
Get up there.
my father, John Assenza, the oldest brother, is our father, and this wonderful.
Okay.
So we're
Brother and sister.
Brother and sister.
But they have another brother,
We had
Joe.
another brother, Joseph, who
And
unfortunately passed away, and my sister Madeline passed away, unfortunately. Always with us forever. They're here now, definitely. And then out of Joseph came this beautiful situation.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, Mark. I'm Mark. In case somebody doesn't know. Yeah, so, my father was John's other son. Yes. This is my beautiful daughter, Kristen.
Hey, Kristen.
My great niece.
I don't know what else to say. So, I'm just happy to be here. It's the right way to say it.
The census. Here we go.
Right.
Like his father.
You'll do two sentences here.
Okay, he said it, but hi, my name's Kristen. I'm his son. Not son, I'm his daughter. Yeah. That sounds about right.
There's the census.
It's not a drop the mic moment.
These are the sensible.
John, you want to say anything else?
I'm lactose intolerant. Nice, John.
All this weekend. So it does run the Assenza family. The stomach is not good. Yeah, it goes right through us. Okay. It is a biohazard. So I want to introduce Cousin Tony.
All right.
Cousin Tony has a long litany of family from Aunt Stella and Uncle Mike, which is a huge part of the Aprelli Assenza. So I'm going to give it up to Tony and everyone. Give it up for Cousin Tony. A round of applause.
Oh, thank you. Okay. You're so good. Dina, we have to be here. Yes. John.
What'd I do?
I need your spot. Okay.
He's locked up.
Dina is here representing. I'm representing. I know. Yes. My mother being fourth in line. Grandma and Grandpa, they had already raised 3 of their children. Aunt Mary, John, and Rosie. They were off living their lives. And my mother was left to raise the other 3. That's right.
That's right.
Aunt Mickey, Uncle Sam, and Aunt Grace. Uncle Sam, I think, got the worst of it. She often told me about the hair pulling by my mother.
Yeah, she was the boss.
Beating with the broomstick. So my mother was tough, and I think that toughness came from having raised her 3 siblings. But that didn't mean she didn't have a good heart. She did have a good heart. And my sister and I, we grew up knowing the best of both worlds. Her toughness and her kindness, her goodness, her love. And as a result, my sister had this beautiful young lady. And then I was blessed with my daughter Jill.
Yeah, Joe.
My son Peter.
So, me, Peter, and Lori, and just a quick aside before I might jump the gun. Happy birthday to Papa Assenza.
Oh, yes.
Very good.
As many of you might know, we still live in the neighborhood where the old house was. We're only a few blocks away from Winfield Street, which was the second home after Cromwell Avenue. But between Staten Island Hospital and Winfield Street, now that property is a park. So often when I can, I walk through. It's not a park with a path or lights. It's very ungroomed and natural and beautiful, and you can kind of picture where that old house was and the farm and everything, and it kind of brings you back, and it's a sweet memory.
That's beautiful.
That, well, my family started here on this land.
Yes, nice.
Just a footnote. One of the afternoons that I took my mother to the boardwalk, and we were at the Ocean Breeze fishing pier, and there happened to be a representative from the Staten Island Advance talking to people, and he approached us. So he was asking my mother if she was from the area, and she said, "Was I from the area? I grew up on this beach." And we proceeded to tell him, I should say, that my grandmother's house was where the parking lot was, or is, where the Staten Island Hospital is, because Uncle Johnny had figured out approximately where the house was in conjunction to the hospital. So when my mother celebrated her 100th birthday in the hospital, that was part of the article that they wrote about her, was that she grew up on the property that the hospital stands on today.
Amazing.
So we have a long history in that area of Staten Island. So when newcomers tell us we need to move, I tell them, no, you need to go back to where you came from, because I'm here a long time. Anyway, thank you. And Celeste and Joe, thank you.
Oh, yeah. So Celeste and Joe, since my mom is not here, she would have loved this. Yes. And she was a cookie fiend. So that entire table of cookies, my mother would have been like, and she would probably remember Scotch bread.
Oh, yeah.
I do not know anything about it, but
one taste of that, and I can definitely see how.
We're gonna get the recipe.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get the recipe, and everyone's gonna have to make it on their own at home, so that it becomes a tradition in our small beginning, going on to this big beginning. Here, we'll branch off.
Yes.
And then there'll be 4 generations from us and our kids, and then our cousins and their grandchildren. So I just hope that not just the T-shirt gets saved, but I hope that the memories and the recipes live on.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Well said, Dina, Tony, Peter, Jill, Lori.
And Hillary.
Listen, and Hillary.
Yes.
So it's very important if you think about it, at the end of the day, Peter, thank you so much for Giuseppe Assenza's birthday today. So give it up for Grandpa. Giuseppe Americanized Joseph. He would have been 130. Yes. Yes. And still making wine, by the way.
Salud.
Salud, Grandpa Giuseppe Assenza. Salud.
Arrivederci Roma.
There we go. Well said, Michael. So now we move down a little bit, and we're going to get Joe Desio and Sally, cousin Sally, from Malden. Both have to come up and represent the families from Aunt Miguelina and Uncle Sal, who's a great part of the Assenza Foundation and Roots where we are today. So where is cousin Joe? Sally, get up here.
He's coming.
All right. Yeah, there's Joe moving kind of slow, but we love him. All right. Come on, Joe. Living up here. Exactly. All right. Sally, come up here with Richie. Donnie, where are you? All right. So I'm going to hand the mic over, and they're going to talk about their lineage related to the roots of the Aprellis and the Assenzas. Here we go. Joe, you want to start?
I don't know how to make a speech. Introduce your children, your grandchildren, everything. Okay.
Joseph.
All right, Joseph. Let's go, Leah. Let's go. Let's go. Get up here.
Hi, everybody.
Where's Rachel?
Richie's not shy.
Okay.
Tuck away. There we go.
Okay, we got
a long line over
here. Go.
Okay, where's Jessica?
Dave, they need a little more space.
All right, everybody, come on. Come on. Come on. You know, Sherry, let's go. Part of the family. Let's go. Where's Rachel? Where's Rachel?
I'm right here. She's
right here. Okay,
She's the first one out.
Where's Rachel?
I know. I was about to say she's been standing there all the whole time.
Over there we have Cecilia. Hey, Cecilia. Rachel, Rachel, my wife Patty, and Jess, and who's that, Richie?
Big Richie.
Sally. One of the many salvatries.
You know, I think today, I look back, we bought it here. We bought it the house.
Come on, Joe, you got it. Deep breath.
We had a creek where Staten Island Hospital is now with Grandma and Grandma and Grandpa. Well, I call it from big place, fruit, the vegetables. And we had a creek running behind it where we go crabbing, and the crabs would be right there, just pick them right out of the water. And then I remember also Uncle John and Aunt Millie and Aunt Gracie always taking me to the beach, ocean breeze. I can't hold it right now. But those are all great memories. And for all the people who are not here, I know you're here with us.
Yes.
Thank you. Who's next?
Sally, go ahead. So, all my memories are free memories. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
You had to pay for it. It was just pure love
Yep.
from my aunts and uncles and cousins.
if you walked into Grandma Assenza's door, she heard the door, and she'd be standing there waiting to see who came in. And no matter who it was, she said your name, Salutza, and she'd give you the biggest hug, and she always smelled of linen. And somehow there was a piece of chocolate somewhere. And the chocolate always tasted like perfume.
Probably lemon.
But all the foods that we have here today come from tradition, and traditions they brought from their own country, and it just came down. And I have to say, our parents were hard-working people, and without them, we would not be here what we have today. They just knew hard work, but the world was free. So those are great memories. And then passed down to Richard, and Andrew's up in New Hampshire, and my aunt Richie, and my one grandmother said, when I told her we were getting married, this is Grandma Daisy, do you love him?
She said no.
I said, yes, Grandma, I love him. That's all that matters. And he was Irish. He wasn't Italian. So that was a big thing. I know. So they didn't care. They just wanted to know that we love him.
It always made me feel like I was part of the family.
Yeah, right.
I said before, I want to
Just like the pasta.
That's what it was.
Yeah, I just remember that everyone being so nice. So, thank you. Celeste, Joe, thank you, and everyone. Today we're making manja.
Walk around the table. Sally, you carry them on.
Yeah, many savages, many Joes. And there's a lot of Michaels here, I know.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, wait. On Tuesday, we will have a new tradition to the family.
Oh,
Thank you
so much.
So is that for Nancy?
boy.
Okay. So why don't you talk over here for Nancy?
So Nancy will also be here today. She's in Canada at a bridal shower for her new daughter-in-law. And she sends her love. She's a nervous wreck because her daughter's in the hospital. She's going to have this little baby. And we can't wait to meet her.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And it's so important because April couldn't be here today. And part of why Nancy named April is part of the April situation. Okay, so remember, and we'll always think about her. So does anyone, I know Leah, Rachel, Andrew, do you want to say anything else? Are you good? All right.
So, thank you for having us. I love that Cecilia and the next generation is here.
Yes.
A lot of my childhood memories are with Grandma and her siblings, her parents, and I hope that we can continue it. We can make it a tradition.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So, as we go here today, here's the deal, right, before we go on to the next, which is coming up with Celeste and Mike as the oldest statesman for Uncle Sam. And you got to realize something. If you look into each of the cousins' eyes, there's a resemblance of each of our parents. It's crazy. Leah, Amanda, crazy. Come over here, Amanda. Like if you look at these two, there's the Assenza roots. Look at that.
Brother Michael had Grandma's face.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And like I said, so if you look at the resemblance for the Assenzas, the Aquilles, there is that. So know your cousins, know your roots, because they're your cousins, they're your roots. This is what Grandma and Grandpa built. If you think about it, from Sicily, where they sacrificed to come here to America. And we will have some tribute shortly. But we'll see how good you guys are. So, as we go through, yes, raise the glass. As we go through, I'm going to hand the torch to Celeste. As we move down a little bit to Celeste, for Uncle Sam, and our family here, and Mike, they're going to speak on behalf of our family, Uncle Sam or Salvatore Assenza. Okay, Mike, Celeste, you got the mic. The matriarchs, like, I think Celeste took the role of Aunt Mary. I think she's the Aunt Mary of December, right? You know that was like, Aunt Mary was like Grandma Assenza, right? She would kiss all her cheeks, a Bella Bella. No matter who she sees, she would kiss the cheeks. But I reference to what Joey said earlier, you know, and I was a very young boy to remember them being back on the creek. And my remembrance of them, well, my father would tell me stories, but I remember the pitcher pump fresh water coming out of the well, and the grapevine, and the grapes that was growing on the vine that Grandpa would make the wine from. But my father would tell us stories about catching fish and crabs, and this is a replica of what that wine once was. And Uncle Sam, my father, many times be here and felt the same movement about that here. It's a blessing that he was here at times, for sure. But I will also say that, you know, we have a wonderful family and great nieces and nephews. We go, they're all around us here. We have, come on up. Well, I'm going to name my crew. Celeste can name her crew, Dave can name his crew, and so on. But I have here with us Michelle. There she is. Michael. And we have my granddaughters Giovanna and Antonia, and Michael and Anthony. Yeah! And then there's Michael and Tara here, with Layla and Jojo and Johnny. And I have a thing, I have a yours, mine, and ours thing going on. So I have Addie in between. Was it three? Two?
No, we're gonna be talking to. We're trying to call my cousin Jeannie.
Oh. Jeannie, yeah. And Suzanne. There she is.
I'm your better half.
My better half, right? She claims to be. With Joseph and Michael, and we have Michael and Madeline and Emma and Maury, right? So we make 12 grandkids that we have together here, right? The who? Yeah, I didn't get there yet. And then there's Christopher, who was raised here, right here.
He is the fisherman.
He's the fisherman, he's the crabber, he's the hunter. He'll be here shortly, but he represents all of us, the Assenza blood, and he has it in him for sure. So I want to say I love you all. I'm surprised you didn't break down in tears. But I'll tell you a little story, which goes way back. And it was about John, I'll say Johnny Boy, because that's what it was today. It was Johnny Boy and Uncle Dewey. You can't go to it without bringing up Uncle Dewey, right? And there's a story with Johnny Boy, myself, and Uncle Dewey. And he would say to us, if you want to go for a ride on the boat, you have to work on the boat. Johnny Boy and I, because we got the switch from Grandpa too all the time. He chased after us in the yard. I don't know what we were doing, playing crazy planes all the time.
You forgot his cousin from Italy.
With the firecracker, the bomb.
The bomb. We got the switch on a regular day. Grandpa would chase after us all the time. More him than me, though.
Oh, yeah.
He's spitting your shit out. And Uncle Dewey, he'd have us down and scraping the bottom of his boat. The blue paint off the bottom of the boat. Johnny Boy and I would look like Smurfs by the end of the day. And now you gotta go come on my boat, you gotta scrape the boat. No mask.
today we both glow. You take the lights off, we glow blue.
It explains a lot. It does.
Explains a lot. But we would never, you can't forget the times that we were on his boat together, Uncle John and everybody fishing on his boat, and he'd be drinking his scotch, a lot of scotch, and he'd say, John, you're running a good cause, because he couldn't steer the boat at that time. John could keep it straight. But that's my story with you about Uncle John. I was just remembering about our grandparents and Uncle John and the family, beautiful thing.
Yes.
Who's up? Hold on, I think I hit the point.
Well done. All right. So Celeste, you want to introduce your family, and then I'll go to Patty.
So, I'm the oldest of Sam, Assenza, and Jacqueline, my mom, who was a Ferrara. And I have my husband, Joe. And my daughter, Marisa. Alana's landing on the plane from Kennedy. She'll be here later. All right. And I'm just going to say that I was amazed growing up in the Assenza family because I had two sides of the family, but when we went to the holidays, we would always have an amazing, also, collection of food. So that's why I was trying to say about recipes, because Grandma recipes did come here today, which I'm very happy with, brought and try to bring in memory of her, but I cannot replace the memory of the smell coming to Grandma's house of food. She was saying fresh bread, and how many Mary with the crab sauce, which I didn't make today. But there's so many things that we can remember. Grandpa with the Baba Cusco things, those snails with the things he used to put in soup, the black sauce. Baba Goose with the eel sauce, and things that you don't even know or see. But growing up in a Sicilian household, that side of the family was like everything came from the ground. Mom came with this new style. We had that growing up. Grandma would send home for Christmas jar things or holidays, big salamis, big pieces of cheese. It was in brown bags. And she would send it home with love. And anything that came to the garden, we got bags and bags of stuff home. All summer long. And she would do the tomatoes and so you just can't get the feeling. So that's why I'm thinking it's nice to get together to see and remember that. And then all the children that came through that did have something going on. I mean, I can tell you every one of my aunts, especially Aunt Mary, she tried. She had a child, actually, only twins, and they passed on. And also, my father had another brother, Michael, who died when he was 3 years old. So there was, I don't want to forget my Aunt Rose. So, I called my cousin Julia. Hopefully she'll get back, and we'll talk about her, because Aunt Rose had Jean Rainwater, who lives right now in Washington State, has a boat, and there was adventures of Jean with her husband. Then there was a son, Anthony, and I sent the call to Anthony so he got the information which was going on too. Right now he's older and he's in the Veterans Home. He's 83, and he's excited that everybody's getting together. And then we lost one of their siblings, Mary. So we can't forget her either today. But we all, like I said, get Rose, and then the next person after this would be Aunt Gracie, and the only person that was representing her would have been Joanne, but she just passed me. So we had Aunt Gracie, Uncle Dewey, who they were talking about, and they had a daughter, Joanne. All right, so we're not forgetting them, so we gotta go on. All right, so let me pass it to Patty, and next line.
I'll say the part of my family, I just did it everywhere. Alyssa's over here.
Jacqueline! Jacqueline, get your butt up here!
No.
Let's go!
Patty, she's not talking.
You don't have to. It's coming up.
And Danny, where's Mariella? Where's Mariella? I know.
You gotta show your face. You gotta show your face.
Let's go. Let's go, Ed! Come on, Ed!
Mariella is up on the second floor in the pool with her other cousins, and they're not. There's three little girls. We would leave until 11 o'clock.
Mike, one time you picked me up my mother's house with the speakers. You picked me up one time in a snowstorm. A snowstorm. He goes, come on in. We're going back to the house. We're having chocolate. Marshmallows. They were having some kind of party.
Trisha, okay, little Sammy. Little Sammy. Okay, we're gonna show this. So my oldest daughter, Jacqueline, because everybody knows her, and her lovely husband, Danny. And I don't know where my granddaughter is, Marielle.
She's in the pool.
Oh, she's in the pool. Okay. And I got Alyssa here. I love everybody knows Alyssa. And Tom, where's her fiance, Tom? And Eddie, you know, everybody knows Eddie.
Connor, he's still Irish. Irish.
Everyone the Irish over here. All right.
So I'm trying to say
We built New York City.
this is a beautiful day, and
Transit. Come on.
got it together, and everybody's here.
Put the sewers in.
And a lot, like I said, a lot of memories.
Stop saying that. It's got Debbie very upset.
A lot of times I ask my sister, oh, it's not on?
My kids say that too.
A lot of times I like Celeste because I guess I really, I don't know what they like too.
Debbie.
Give me another one.
Make them stop saying that.
We can hear you, Patty. Go ahead.
Going to.
Don't push the button. Don't push the button.
Anyway, I do have very little memories of Cromwell Avenue, and whatever it be, it still was special to me. And of course, over the years, some of the films that was kind of put together. The first time I had never seen before. But it's interesting, like Joey talked about, Cromwell and Sally, Celeste, my brother Michael, what he remembers. It's all, of course you weren't around. And, I don't know, where was Larry anyway? Yeah, and always Winfield, we talked about Winfield. There were special memories there, Grandma, Grandpa, and I think it's just very overwhelming now to see all the branches of these, Grandma, Grandpa. Assenza. It's nice to see. It really is. Beautiful. Everybody's got their families, and it's just an overwhelming feeling, and I'm happy to see everybody. And if anybody, would you like to say anything? Alyssa? Want to talk to him?
Me? I'm not related to any of you folks, but apparently I'm a designated spokesman right now. I'm also the only Jewish guy here. Oh, you want to? All right. Do I have to give this back? All right, she wants me to hang it up. All right, well, this has really been great. And I think I'm going to do this to my family. This is contagious. It really is. Not seriously. It's really nice that you all got together, and you're up. Well, I'm the only Mick-Wop here. I have Irish is Italian. Irish Italian. That's true. We got some fond memories of Uncle John. Jack. When I was like 19 years old. Uncle Johnny was the greatest guy. He was a spoken guy. Summer house. He didn't sleep. In the corner. So he sees that glow with that little cigarette. And he just went down, working for the sectional companies and stuff. That was one fond memory I have of him. And of course,
you like Grandma said.
I think Grandma
was still alive. Yeah.
She gave me Monopoly money the first time I met her. That's the first time I met her.
And Mom and Dad.
Mom and Dad. Mom and Dad.
How about Sammy boy?
Hey, Sam.
That was ingenious, actually.
We met Joe when the family came in. Great guy.
I gotta say a few words. Joe's never
Joe.
short on words. Go ahead, say a few words, Joe.
Actually, I'm going to pass this to Marisa because Marisa said she wanted to say a few things.
It's so wonderful to have everyone here right now. I keep saying to various people, it was emotional just to have all of us here in one space. And when Mom and I were getting the invite together, we were talking about recipes. It grown from a conversation we had during Mother's Day this year, where she had all these different recipes for caponata or caponadino, and they were all slightly different, right, from different people. But we were really diving into Salvatrice Assenza's recipe of caponata, and the slight small differences was a reminder how recipes are stories, and recipes are DNA of what a family looks like. Generations and generations of people that we've never known and don't even know the names to. Small tweaks here and there that shape these recipes are the story of who we are. Which is why it's so amazing that all of you brought these beautiful recipes and traditions that have been slightly changing, just how we've all been slightly changing through these centuries as a family. And so it's so amazing to smell those smells in our house right now and to have that memory. And then I implore, as someone who's never met my great-grandparents, who I'm hearing such incredible memories of, to write these recipes down and to write these stories down and to tell them and to say these stories, because that's the way that these people live on. And I feel like I have gotten to know these people because of these incredible stories and these recipes that I've gotten to experience. So I just wanted to say that it's really amazing to have you all here, and I hope that we can keep these people alive by maintaining these stories and these recipes for as long as we can.
That is so true.
All right. So, this is like very emotional, and I see like between Joe, myself, as we talk, the tears come. That tells us something about our family, right? So it means a lot. So as I go down, our siblings, and well said, Larry, are you here? Larry! Larry! Come up, Larry. Introduce your family. Ladies and gentlemen, Larry, who's a big part of the Assenza tradition. Larry?
Thanks, everybody. Are you here today? I'm glad to see everybody. It's very nice to see all the cousins finally get together. It took a while to get some of you here. Some have been here before. This is great. Here's my family. This is Luke. You remember it?
Hello.
Lucia? Yeah. Same thing. Here she is.
Yeah.
Luke's friend Madeline is here with us, and as we all know, that's a name that we remember fondly, as well as Joanne. Oh, I forgot Lauren, of course. I'm sorry. I was on Luke for a second. Hello.
And Lauren baked us cookies.
From Aunt Mary.
Mary's recipe.
Nice. So
That's where they came from, Lauren.
Mary's.
Wonderful.
that's great.
She's
So
a
thanks,
daughter
guys.
has
I
one.
really appreciate
That looks
it.
amazing.
Thank you, Larry and Lauren.
Thank you, Larry. And wonderful.
Luke wanted to say
What?
something.
Oh,
He
Luke,
wanted to
you
grab
want
the
to say
mic.
something, Luke?
Yeah, he wanted to grab the mic.
I know most of you simply through my mom, not even my dad. My dad, like I hear some stuff from him, but he's usually sleeping. Usually at the time whenever I have a question about this family, I'll go to my mom, and she's like, oh yeah, I know this person, and they're from part of that part, and they're from there, and they're part of this part of Italy, and I'm like, okay, thanks, buddy. She knows every single thing about any family or any person, and if you have any information, if you're like wondering, like, oh, like, when did this race happen, like, whatever, she'll be like, oh, it happened then. She knows everything, so yeah, just ask her if you guys have a question.
Can't take the categories when you go out. Never.
Thank you, Luke. Thanks for putting it real. My nephew and my niece, I love them so much. So we're coming down to my own family, which I'll introduce.
The baby.
The baby. Yes. The youngest cousin of this generation before we pass it on. So, my oldest, Joseph Assenza, which is part of the tradition of Giuseppe Assenza, Americanized to Joseph. Joseph, right here. We call him Captain Hook. Right now, anyway, it's a lot of laughter. But, and then there's Amanda Assenza, who we saw before between the relationship between Leah and Amanda and Gracie. And then my wonderful wife, Debbie, who I've known forever, almost 40 years. Yes. We were dating when we were 10. But yes, thank you, Debbie, for the beautiful product for our children and to continue with the Assenza tradition. They've done a lot of different things to keep the roots together. Unfortunately, with the wakes that we've had recently, we've reconnected. I'm looking at Leah here. I sat down at Aunt Mickey's wake to reintroduce the family because I said to everybody that sat around the table how important it is to know your family. If you want to know your family, you're going to listen to what I'm going to say. And now, each of you listen, and that's why you're here today, which is tremendous. So give us all a round of applause for just doing that. Listening to me, which I can go on forever, but you listen and you're here. So I love you guys tremendously. Amanda, you want to say something? What? Okay.
She'll be
Joe?
singing. She'll be singing.
Okay, so by the way, Joseph, my son, it was his idea. He said, Dad, what can I do for the family reunion? I said, I don't know, Joe. He said, how about I get shirts for the family? So, Joseph, I have to give him credit. He had the drive, he had the innovation to get these shirts. And here we are with all the shirts that brought us here together. Besides, Celeste is tremendous with the beach badges that we had today, which bring us closer to the shore where Grandma and Grandpa started. Whether it was Sicily or bring it to New York City, right?
We might have been coming from Florida furthest to John, Linda,
Yes.
and Mike, but look how far they had to go.
They had to go from Sicily, but it was always about the ocean that brought us together. Regardless of all the ancestry, it brought us here, right here, where we are, where our roots are, the ocean. So, for the Assenzas, the Apreles, this is it. So now, when I introduce my family, I'm the last on the list, and Gracie. So Celeste mentioned cousin Joanne, who passed away recently, and all of everyone in the Assenza household who passed away too soon. Madeline, Joanne, and all of everyone, the Assenzas who passed away, whether they lived to their ripe old age, like Aunt Stella, God bless her, plus 100, and Mickey into her 90s. So we want to give it up and recognize
Over 100.
Uncle Sal, over 100. Thank you, Mike. So we have a long bloodline between us, but remember one thing, it is God that keeps us here. God that keeps us, in the end, together. So we want to give a moment of silence to our lost cousins, and the ones that passed before us. So we'll give a moment of silence for about 20 seconds to reflect on them, okay? So here we go. Reflect on our cousins, aunts and uncles that passed before us, mother and fathers. Thank you. They would have wanted to have been here today, but they gave us a beautiful day. They're here. They're looking over us. Never forget them. They're what our family's all about. Guys, don't forget that. So, Mom, Janine's not here today, and your mom? Take care of Mom. And we recognize.
I just want to say one thing. There is one more Assenza family.
I'm going to say that.
All right,
Yeah.
go ahead on it.
So, as we wrap up here, but it's not the final, because I want, after this, I want you, seriously, if you don't know your cousin, I want you to reach out to somebody you don't know, and I'll introduce you to them. Do that today, because it's so important to connect with your cousins, who are your roots to the Apreli Assenzas. and we keep going on forward. So my dad, Uncle Sam, my dad, Salvatore Assenza, Sammy, he's the only living Assenza. At some point, he'll pass. He's home in Staten Island. He's thinking of us. Even though he can't speak, he's there. So reflect, remember, he's here. At some point, we'll get together again after today to celebrate his life and all your sons. So amen. Hallelujah. So with that said, we're going to start a little bit of a tradition here in what we have. Know your roots. Okay, we're going to start a little trivia. Celeste knows all the answers. Okay, and Tony. So, where was Grandma Salvatrice born? Anybody know? Anybody know besides Tony? Monica? Tony says Monica. Is that correct? Grandpa's Monica.